about this project of placing crystals, and perhaps also what is your connection to the crystals and where they are placed? That's a good question. Well, these crystals are very old and have been kept very safe by different indigenous tribes, knowing that there would become a time on our planet when these crystals would be put to work, knowing that these powerful crystals who have been prayed over and kept sacred for hundreds of years would then be called upon to go inside the earth before her great change. And these crystals have been gifted to me as a wisdom keeper to begin being placed into their sacred homes. Each one of these crystals have a very, very specific place to go, and are very specifically blessed, prayed over, and watched over carefully by many. They are not placed in the earth haphazardly, not at all. I get specific direction in where they should go, not just in which continent, but exactly where to go, where these specific ley lines will need to connect into one another. And so these crystals are not just taken outside and put in the earth, but there is sacred ceremony around it. There are many prayers, many honoring Mother Earth and thanking her for her life and the life that she gives us. These crystals are sacred, and they are sacred to me, and I can feel the energy and the power within them. And so before placing a crystal into the specific area of where it needs to go, there is sacred ceremony done. We honor Mother Gechimundo in Tokoshila, Great Spirit, Great Father, and we honor the ancestors who have came before us, the wisdom keepers who have came before those of us who are on the planet now, who taught about this day that was going to come when everything would change and the people of this planet would remember who they were and start living from the heart again. And now, those of us wisdom keepers who are on the planet right now, we are so excited and so thrilled. We're here now, and we get to watch these ancient prophecies be brought to life, and we get to take part in this. And so it's a great honor for me to be able to work with these crystals, place them into the ground for the healing and the regeneration of our Mother Earth, and for all of us, the children of Mother Earth. Where they are placed. Well, I can tell you where I've placed them before, but I cannot tell you where they're going to be until it is time. There's been one placed here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe, New Mexico is a desert, but it's told to us that it is a place that will grow green again. And Santa Fe truly is a very special place. The energy in the ground here even vibrates differently from other places that I've been. It was told to me by my elders, by my guides, by the other side, exactly where to place this crystal. And the first crystal was placed during the Return of the Ancestors gathering of last year about this time. And so through great ceremony, 3 days of very, very intense ceremony, and giving a lot of thanks to our Mother, at the end of that ceremony, that crystal was placed within the earth. There has also been placed a crystal in a place that is very, very special to me. It's the place that I used to run to. It's the place that I grew up alone in the wilderness. It's the place where I grew and developed a very, very deep and enriching relationship with my Mother Earth. It's where my gifts were given to me, in Colorado, in a very, very beautiful sacred place where 7 different Native American tribes used to gather inside this beautiful valley. They used to gather there in the summer to give thanks to Mother Earth and do sacred ceremony. And I was asked to bring that sacredness back to the land, and so we opened it with a beautiful ceremony and also placed a crystal there deep within the earth. Just a few weeks ago, I've just arrived home from California, where we went to some of the oldest, most beautiful redwood trees that are there, and these redwood trees are called our sacred grand elders. these trees really do have a spirit. They are ancient wisdom there. And I was instructed to go to the redwoods, and there with a dear friend who is the crystal's keeper and caretaker, and with all of the help from the other side, and the grandfathers and grandmothers and dear Mother Earth and grandfathers, we were able to place a crystal deep within the redwoods, and to bring the healthy energy, the strength back to Turtle Island, North America, on the west coast. I am preparing now to go to Maui, which the next crystal will be placed there. Again, I only place the crystal where I am told specifically. So there are very specific places for crystals to go. We honor those places, and with sacred ceremony, then they go within the earth. What role do the crystal skulls play? That's a big question. I don't know how much you would like me to go into the crystal skulls. The crystal skulls are very, very sacred, because there are literal spirits inside these crystals. Men and women who are raised by indigenous cultures, being taught all of the wisdom from their tribe, and from the beginning of that tribe's time, everything that could be taught was taught to these people as they grew from childhood into adulthood. And then their life was taken very willingly so that their spirit could go inside of these skulls, with all of their knowing, with sacred truths, with all of their wisdom. And these skulls are to be brought together at the end of days, before the world changes into her beautiful self. And those spirits will come forth from the crystals and teach us those ancient truths again. Exactly how that's going to happen, I can't say that I know for fact. But I do know, I've seen a couple of the skulls myself. They are so powerful. And there really are beings, souls within these crystals that have so much wisdom and so much teaching. And when they are brought together, the whole world will learn from their wisdom. How many are there on the earth now? I believe, I don't want to say too much, because this is not something I've been asked to talk about, but they are being brought together. And for a long time there have only been a certain amount, but I do believe they're coming together, and the missing crystal skulls are coming forward, and they're going to be a big happy family very soon. What are the true roles of the pyramids on Earth? Well, I can say what I know, but there is much I do not know, so I won't pretend to know the answer to this question. I know, because of what I've been shown as a wisdom keeper, that there are some things with the pyramids that are very, very intense, that is not known to the public. I know that there is a lot of very intense and very important information buried in Egypt under the Sphinx. I know for a fact that the Sphinx is much, much older than what scientists are letting on. It's older than the Egyptian people. And underneath the Sphinx, which I believe fully that has already been discovered by scientists but not being let out to the public, there is a vast library under there with so much information, ancient truths and ancient knowledge from the people of Atlantis, to the knowing of the star people and how they have helped us in the past. What I also know to be true, because I've seen it myself, so I can answer this, is that the pyramids also have, they are triplet. The pattern of these pyramids that are laid out in specific angles and specific degrees match perfectly in South America in some of those pyramids and temples down there. They are literally the exact same angles to the stars, to a group of stars that are in our sky. And I don't know how much this is public, but I do know it will become public. There are also its triplet sisters on our moon. The exact same pyramids, its triplet is on the moon. They are there. There are pyramids exactly the same. And they are also lined up to within 1 degree, built exactly the same, in the same manner, laid out in a pattern that matches a star system within our sky. What are the true roles of the pyramids on Earth? So to answer that question in full, I can't tell you what the real role is of those pyramids, but I can tell you we had help making them. Some of the things in South America and in Egypt are older than the people themselves, and there's technology and knowledge there that is older than many of us once thought. Do you also have connection to the angel world or the ETs? Well, I don't like the word ETs because that sounds something very separate from us. I do have a connection with the other side. All the wisdom keepers do. Many people on our planet right now do, because we are the strongest of the strong, and we have the ability to see through that veil, and the veil is getting very thin. I have experienced speaking with the other side quite often. In my work being a shaman now, it happens more often than not. As a child, I was taught by spirits, by beings who were not in the flesh, by beings who look a lot like us, but are made of light, I guess is the best way I can describe it. So, ETs, I don't really talk about ETs as little green funny men, but yes, there are star beings. Yes, there are our brothers and sisters out there who love us so very much, and love us almost as a parent loves a child. In fact, I was told to think about how much I loved my children, and then to think for a moment that they might love us 1,000 times that much. That's how much they love us, and that's how much they want us to succeed and remember who we are and be gentle with one another and kind with one another. They want us to remember that this planet is sacred. She is our living Mother Earth, that she is so very beloved and sacred to many. And we, human beings, are vastly important and vastly blessed because we are the ones who are here in a body on this planet. They want us to remember how special we are and how talented we are, and how if we could just remember how powerful we are, we can change and create heaven on earth. We can use our abilities. We are the creator. Our mother is goddess and our father is God. We are the children of goddess and God, so we too are goddess and God. If we could just remember this, and with our emotions and with our feeling, draw in what we want to experience in life, we can create something so beautiful. If we could just combine our hearts and stop living from the place of, I will take care of me and you go take care of you. If we could just join together and love one another and take care of one another and love this beautiful planet Earth as our sacred mother, we can change our reality so much. Can you imagine for just a moment if we were to combine our hearts and our higher selves, what we could create? Technology would skyrocket. Invention would skyrocket. We could live from such a higher place and create such a world. And I am in fact very anxious and happy and wanting the change to come. I'm excited for it. How can the crystal or indigo children help us in the world